Now, Spotify kind of hardware clickbaited the automotive industry when it announced and then launched in limited release its Spotify car thing. I mean, it's called the car thing. Like, what even is that specifically? Loads of digital ink was spilled, much hype, wow. Fast forward to today where Spotify has announced that the car thing is going into broader production. And our colleague Lexi over at the CNET Mothership already has a video where she digs into what it's like to live with this thing. But now that you can plunk down $80 of your own to get one, I think it's worth a second look to dig into what is the Spotify car thing, and more importantly, what isn't it?
A quick refresher for those who missed the first video, like really quick. The car thing is basically a Bluetooth remote control for the Spotify app that lives on your phone. The hardware mounts onto the dashboard of your vehicle with a magnetic and adhesive mount, or in the CD slot, which you're not actually using anyway. It's 2022. Now, after a quick Bluetooth pairing, on the touchscreen you'll find that you're able to select from your favorite artists, albums, and playlists associated with your Spotify account. Now, in addition to the touchscreen, which you can tap and swipe, there's also physical controls, a control jog wheel that you can use for twisting and tapping, a back button, as well as 5 hardware buttons along the top edge, 4 of which are dedicated to quick presets for 4 of your favorite playlists. There's also voice command where you can just say, "Hey Spotify," to bring up your favorite songs or artists without ever having to actually touch the device. Now, a fun byproduct of the fact that this is just a remote control is that, well, there's no reason you have to actually use the car thing in your car. You could conceivably mount it somewhere in your house as a secondary remote for Spotify through, say, your home theater system, though I'm not sure why you would.
And one of the things that Spotify's car thing is not is a way to connect your phone to your car's audio system. It's just a remote control. And if your car doesn't already support Bluetooth for audio streaming or an auxiliary input, well, it's not going to get you any closer to taking your tunes on the road. It's also not really an alternative to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I mean, it kind of is if you're a very heavy Spotify user, but those touchscreen services are going to give you better access to more kinds of audio streaming services and types of apps, as well as maps for navigation.
Now, CNET has spoken with Spotify, and its designers and engineers are looking into ways to add more functionality to the car thing that allows it to work with other apps outside of Spotify, but that's probably just going to end up being something like play, pause, and skip controls. You're probably not going to see that level of deep integration with an app like, say, Audible or Apple Music like you would with Spotify's own service. And if you decide to stop using Spotify, if, say, your favorite artist leaves the service over a misinformation controversy, well, you basically bought yourself an $80 magnetic paperweight. So should you buy the Spotify car thing? Well, if you love Spotify, yeah, but otherwise, you should probably wait. You're probably better off either going whole hog and installing a receiver with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth the money. Or just invest in a good dashboard mount for your phone. That way you could just use the Spotify app, which already has a built-in car mode with Hey Spotify functionality. You don't actually have to buy this hardware to get that hands-free connectivity. Oh, and if you have an Android phone running the latest version of the Android OS or Google Assistant, there's already a dedicated OS-wide car mode built into your phone that works with maps, messaging, calls, and other music and podcasting apps. It's kind of like the Android Auto that gets built into your dashboard, but it lives on your phone screen. It's a little buggy, but it's free. Now, like I said, Spotify says that it's dedicated to the car thing, and its engineers are working on expanding the functionality of the product, so it's worth keeping an eye on and maybe revisiting in the future. Who knows? Sometime down the line, it could end up being a much more flexible and much more functional product. But I don't like recommending a product based on what it could be. I like to look at the product as it is when I form my opinion. It's kind of the safest bet. And as the car thing is today, well, unless you're a hardcore fan of Spotify who listens to almost nothing but the service, well, this is a pretty expensive way to interact with an app. You're probably better off waiting to see how those updates shake out in the future, and in the meantime, looking for either a more robust or a much less expensive way to bring your tunes on the road.
So there you have it. Spotify's car thing largely demystified. Be sure to head over to cnet.com where we've got more information about the hardware itself in our full review, as well as interviews with Spotify's designers and developers about the future of the product.